Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm 19 years old, and I'm an accounting and information technology major.
They made a statue of us.
Being a business major, academic writing isn't exactly the first thing on my mind.
Them tourists come and stare. Blow bubbles with their gum.
Okay, it's not even the second thing. However, I wouldn't say it's quite the last thing either. In fact, I would have to say, even though I'm a business major, writing is still very important to me. And in this past year, I've seen some definite improvement.
I guess it's important to know why I became a business major in the first place, if you want to understand why writing is so important to me.
I'm from a family of accountants. Literally.
Mom, dad, aunt, dog. Well, okay, not my dog. But seriously, there's a lot of us. But I wasn't really following the pack on this one. I entertained many different career options when I was younger. Princess, interior designer, lawyer, and journalist. All of these professions, yes, including princess, require a lot of abstract thinking. But I'm a very logical thinker. I excel in classes like physics and math. I like things with a definitive answer.
But after an impossible AP physics course that made me want to gag every time I looked at anything that remotely looked like science, I decided to choose the one thing that gave me the least stress.
Accounting.
While the material covered in these courses aren't exactly stressful, the workload can be. Particularly because I tend to procrastinate, especially because I have trouble finding motivation. This is also one of the major issues I have with my writing. Motivation. This isn't to say that I'm never motivated. It's just the things I get motivated about aren't exactly in line with my major.
Rummaging for answers in the pages.
Yes, writing, but that brings me to my next issue, interest. I tend to have little to no interest in anything that people want me to write. That's probably because the interests I have aren't exactly very academic. However, this year, I've come to the realization that not all of my interests are completely and totally useful to my academic life. Well, yes, I'm probably not going to be writing any research paper on swords and magic. The topic of myself, however, is a different matter entirely. This semester I learned that when I talk about myself, gold comes out. In my communication 101 class, we had to give 4 speeches, and I gave mine and received the grade listed on the following.
The reason cyberbullying got the highest grade out of all of the above is because it was the most personally related.
When I was 12 years old, I started being psychologically abused on the internet. It's tough to talk about sometimes, especially to other people, because it's just a huge part of what defines me. But because I was so young, it's almost like I didn't know of anything else. Which can be taken one or two ways. Either I thought the world was just full of horrid people and was a terrible place, or my perception of what was horrible was terribly skewed. If it were to happen now, well, not if, it still does. I seem to have a target painted on my back. It definitely hurts more because I know the world isn't filled with terrible people and is a horrible place. I've met so many wonderful people. But because of my overwhelming positive view of the world, I know that the people trying to bring me down are not worth any of my time. In fact, anything derogatory they can say to me now won't knock me off the pedestal I've put myself on. Because there's one thing that I know that they don't. However, I am not without my faults. As my roommate would say, I'm probably
the most messy person ever.
So clearly. So that's been a big struggle with me for my writing assignments this year. In fact, I think I can attribute every single bad grade I've gotten on an essay to my lack of organization. However, I am desperately fighting to overcome this negative trait with the one and only rule that I live by.
Go big or go home.
So, what I have done is I have gone to the IC, checked out a bunch of equipment, wrote this whole thing out, slept,
Oh, who am I kidding? I haven't slept.
and told myself that I was going to do this, and I was going to do it right. So here goes, my attempt to conquer my unorganized life. Is it working? I am, however, a creature of habit. Organizations isn't one of them.
So my approach to essays is always the same. I write the body, straight through to the conclusion, then write the intro. Then, revise, revise, revise.
Because I mean, really, if you write your intro first, you don't know what the rest of the tone of your paper is going to be. So what I like to do is figure out what that tone is going to be before I introduce it to the world at the beginning of my paper. However, I did have to change some of my focuses. This particular one stems, of course, from my interests, which is poetry. I really enjoy poetry. Slam poetry, to be specific, you know, good old Mark Smith over at the Green Lantern. However, that being said, I'm not very good at it. I can never seem to get the words to fit right in that snazzy way. It's probably because I lack flow. So right now, I'm playing the copycat game. What I'm doing is I'm imagining
This British lady in my head reciting my papers, and if it doesn't sound like something she would say, it gets cut.
I'll let you know how that continues to work. Now, as I said before, I'm not an abstract thinker. I'm a logical thinker. I think in terms of black and white, yes or no. But unlike high school Natalie, I now see the value of critical thinking. Do I like it? Hell no. Too much work. Does that matter? Of course not. Because I think it's a natural progression that when we get older, we just happen to do it more. Simple thoughts are no longer enough to keep us entertained. Because we're maturing. We're growing up. And if there's one thing that I've done in this past year, well, yes I have. So, it's been a wild ride of a year. I've had school stress, friend stress, life stress. It's been rough, but so far, I wouldn't change a thing. I truly believe that the progress I've made this year is worth every tear, headache, and night of no sleep that I've gotten. And I can't wait for another year of it. So, do I have any summer goals? Not specifically, but I think I'll keep working towards my main goal, my lifelong goal. The goal I've been working towards for as long as I can remember. With it, I don't think it could ever go wrong.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like.